Guys, what's going on? Kevin from functionaltrainingcoach.com, and I got a question from Robert. A while ago I did a video on golf swing shoulder pain, and Robert had a question about, he's a taller individual, and he was asking about how to best address the ball during a golf swing. So he's talking about when he pulls his shoulder blades back, that he gets a little too rigid in his arms, because his shoulders are kind of broad, so his arms get a little too far apart to be able to go through a swing. So he feels like his arms are just too far apart. It doesn't feel natural. All right, so it was a good question. So Robert, here's what I'm looking at. Basically, you have to find like a medium in between. So we're not looking for like absolute perfect, rigid, real tight upper back. So, you know, we don't want to get, like if you're addressing the ball, you don't want to get to where you're so locked up tight and you're so rigid that, you know, when you get locked up like that, you can't move, right? So there has to be an in-between. So all we're looking for is like, we don't want to be like super, you know, rounded out here. We don't want to be super rigid here. So a lot of times what you need to do is just find the medium in between. So you go kind of with the two extremes. So if you're up addressing the ball, you would have the real extreme where you round your back out here, and a real extreme where you really arch. And you just kind of look or feel in between the two, and just kind of feel where you're natural and where you can get some movement at. And then that's what you're looking at, right? So it's not being super rigid tight, because then we can't move, right? When we have so much stability, we lack movement. And then on the other hand, when we have too much mobility, we lack stability, and then we end up with pain and injuries and things like that. So there's like a middle ground in there that you're looking for, like a happy medium between those two. So you just want to kind of play around with that, find that middle ground, and then it should feel like you're solid, you're stable, and at the same time though you still have full mobility, but you almost should feel like the stability that you have is helping you generate a little bit more power, right? A little more boom power into that swing. So it's just finding a middle ground, Robert. All right, so hopefully that answers your question. And again, anybody out there has questions, whether it's related to golf, shoulder injuries, if you've got any other things going on, low back, knees, whatever, post your questions down below, and I will be happy to answer them in a video sometime down the road.